coach Nate Mcmillan after a 29-30 record at the All-Star break. He did lead them to an Eastern Conference Finals appearance a couple years ago, Craig. But what do you think, Craig? Is this the time to actually fire a head coach going into a playoff
season? I just don't understand why he wasn't fired day one of the break. Like, if the idea is that you're going to get rid of him during the break, you know, basketball starts up again tomorrow and Friday, depending on what team you root for. So I'm trying to figure out, did something happen in between their last game and they're like 2-4 in their last 6, so they're going the wrong way? Or was it something that Landry Fields and Hawks ownership had decided they were going to do, and they're waiting for him to come back from vacation and didn't want to ruin the man's vacation? But the timing of it's weird, only that they didn't do it at the start of the break. They did it at the end of the break. But look, it hasn't worked out in Atlanta. They gave Trae Young the extension, 5 years, $200+ million. They gave him Murray to have an exciting young backcourt. Supposed to be one of the best young backcourts in all of basketball, not just the East. And it has not produced the level of winning that you want. And what's going to happen now, and this happens to a lot of young superstars, especially in this generation of the NBA, we're going to start pointing that magnifying glass at Trae Young. Yeah. Because Trae Young has developed an average at best reputation as a dude. Not as a player, we know the guy can ball out. But last year the story on Trae Young was that he was taking private jets to playoff games and not traveling with his team.
He was balling, though.
Yeah, but he was balling. But that's the rub.
No,
like, you're not a 32-year-old guy with 3 rings on your finger.
If that's true, man, you can't do that. Ride with your teammates. But, I mean, I think they waited so long is because they probably sat down with a couple of these players. You know, they probably, you know, hey, do we want to do this? Is this something that we want to go with? You know what I'm saying? But you spoke on it a little earlier. This screams like losing the team, you know. Forget the way you play in basketball. Losing the locker room, losing the team, and you just want a fresh voice in there to be able to get this thing.
Yeah, now listen, this is exactly what happened to Nate McMillan in Indiana with the Pacers. So a lot of people right now, it's like blood in the water. Let's go yell and scream that it's all Trae Young, it's all Trae Young. He's their best player. That's not up for debate. So everyone's going to say that, oh, Trae Young wanted McMillan out. But McMillan, if you go back and look it up, trust me on this, you could Google me on this, the same exact ending happened to him with the Pacers. Now, he's now had a head coach on 4 different franchises, and while he's been to an Eastern Conference Finals, you know, Atlanta thought of themselves as a team that was going to compete with Milwaukee and Boston and Philly, and they just haven't. You know, they're in a play-in situation right now. They're under 500, and they're only 3 games better than the Chicago Bulls. If this thing really goes south, Atlanta's going to go the wrong way to the end of the season and be on the outside of the whole damn thing looking in. And it's disappointing because they do have talent. That is not an 8-seed talent, but they're playing to it, so good for my Knicks. Screw them.
Well, headline number 2.
He doesn't love the attention at all, but I love it because whenever all the attention is on him, he comes out and he plays out of his mind. And I love it. And if he does go to the Jets, you better not have an Aaron Rodgers jersey in your closet.
I will not.
Yes, you will. You'll be so all in on Aaron Rodgers.
He ain't going to the Jets anyway, but I love it.
I might dust off my Joe Namath jersey if possible.
Will you duct tape Namath over it?
Now, and here's the rub with your guy, and I know this in my soul. Joe Namath did come out and say if we sign Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady at the time when Brady was contemplating still playing football, that it'd be his honor for them to wear the number 12, which nobody's worn since Namath. That being said, you can't wear Namath's number. It's Namath that's retired, right? You know full well Aaron Rodgers wants to rock the 12, and he would not do the right thing.
12 because he's one of the greatest to ever put the 12 on.
Not for my franchise, he ain't.
You know what I'm saying? But I love it because when he come out from the dark, it's going to be on. He's going to be a Green Bay Packer, and he's going to light it up this season. And it's going to be fun to watch.
I love it because he's going to hold your team hostage for the next few months.
By the way, but that's
why he's mad. That's why he's mad.
No matter what, he's holding. You're not going to get Derek Carr because Aaron Rodgers is still available.
Here's the difference, though. It ain't like I'm sitting in a bank and a guy comes in and holds me hostage in a bank and I got nothing to do with it, right? The New York Jets can very easily not allow themselves to be held hostage. Go sign Derek Carr.
Look at his body language, world. Look at how his body
he's not liking this. You know what's coming.
Yeah,
you know
this
what's
is
happening.
I'm not going to lie about it. I hate the fact that the New York Jets are going to kiss this guy's ass and wait for him to come out of that darkness.
Hey, I tried to tell y'all earlier, you know, but when you got great players like that, you do anything to go get them, man.
Not me.
It's about
Self-respect
winning.
and pride.
You're not tired of losing as a Jets fan?
Of course I'm tired of losing.
Look at this.
So just wait a little bit.
I can't. And I want to tell you something right now.
He said I can't.
When Aaron Rodgers comes out of the retreat, whether he goes to the Jets or not,
He's not.
I'm blocking your number from my phone because I lose either way.
Yeah.
If he goes to the Jets, you're going to bust my chops.
No doubt about
If he
it.
doesn't go to the Jets,
man.
you're going to bust my
No
chops.
doubt. You better block me.
Yeah.
All right, but I'm going to show up at the donut.
Yeah, don't worry. Maybe Ryan Tannehill will be able to wear number 12 later this
You
year
guys
for
take
you.
your shots. Take your shots. Remember this. Aaron Rodgers, for all the greatness, one Super Bowl.
It don't matter.
One Super Bowl. Can't beat Jimmy Garoppolo in the playoffs at Lambeau Field.
Now you
One Super
now
Bowl.
you want to take shots at
I got no other choice.
Oh, man.
Now you
The
want to take shots
chamber's
at his
loaded.
great.
Let's go. I got no other
Take
choice.
shots at his greatness.
Well,
That's all right.
Headline number 3.
He's got about as many Super Bowls as Brett Favre does. Another overrated
Read
quarterback.
headline number 2 again. Let's talk about that.
3. Brock Purdy.
By the way, he's only got one more Super Bowl than Brock Purdy. That's right. That's right.
Brock Purdy's elbow surgery unfortunately pushed back to March. He had some extra swelling in his elbow, and as you mentioned earlier in the show, there are reports that possibly he went out and tried to test his
Yeah, that's
arm.
what a kid does, right? You're a 20-some-odd-year-old kid, you're a competitor, you're feeling good because it's been over a month now since you hurt the elbow, so you feel like you can do everything around the house, you're not limited in your motion. So what we'd all would do it, so I'm not knocking him, but the report is that, you know, like any guy, he went out there with some buddies and just, can I throw a ball? And apparently in doing that, the swelling came back because he's got a torn UCL. And the result of that is, as you just said, no surgery now till March, and that means Trey Lance ain't got any competition this summer, and he won't be able to throw a ball till about Labor Day, meaning he misses all the offseason stuff. He can stay in shape and do the aerobics and all that and study the playbook, but he cannot go like this until September. And that's if the surgery's successful. So I feel bad for the kid because, you know, you're 22, whatever he is, year-old kid, and you had a little taste, and you proved you can play at that level. Now you want to just play more.
And you can't
and he's not going to be allowed to.
And you can't just let it slip out your fingers like that. So I'm with you, Brock Purdy. I truly believe that this is Trey Lance's team anyway. But I'm with you, right? You had some success. You feel like you got an opportunity to compete. You get injured. You like, nah. You know what I'm saying? I need to figure out how I could get back in this thing. I would have done the same thing. I know exactly how this thing played out, Cody. You know what happened?
Show me.
It's a guy that, hey, man, I could take that away. You don't need no surgery, right? You know.
That's right.
Give it the right piece. So he's been treating it. Right?
Sure.
They've been massaging and doing whatever they're going to do. Whatever they're going to do, right? Hey, I do some new stuff and all that. He went and got that, and he said, ooh,
a little red light therapy.
I feel good, though. You know what I'm saying? Let me go out here and throw something, see how I feel.
Pop goes the weasel.
And then boom.
guess what?
I feel for him, and I also get it. Like, that's what every young guy would do because you think, oh, I've been hurt before. I can just go through it. And obviously, when it's torn, you can't.
I'm an old guy. I'll do it right now. I ain't sitting down. I'm going to go see if this thing is good.
Here's why I know for a fact this is true. I did this exact same thing when I tore my UCL when I was 16 years old. Same exact thing. Went out through, set myself back.
But you didn't have any surgery
I didn't. I had to rehab for about a year to get it back.
Oh, was it that long?
Yeah, I played a full